Welcome to Blindability's coverage of the Blinded Veterans Association 2017 National Convention. Coming to you from the Hyatt Regency Downtown Hotel in sunny Jacksonville, Florida. Join Pete Lane as he interviews guests, marketeers, and vendors from the exhibit hall floor at the convention. Hi folks, Pete Lane. I'm at the BVA National Convention. This is the National Convention of the Blinded Veterans Association. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida at the wonderful, beautiful Hyatt Regency Downtown Hotel. I'm here before the exhibit hall opens, but I'll try to catch a couple of vendors before the deluge, so stay tuned for me. Hi folks, Pete Lane at the BVA convention here in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm with David Bradburn. David is with the Baum booth. David, can you tell us a little bit about your product, please?
Sure. Good morning, Pete. Thanks for stopping by. Well, yes, so for anyone that doesn't know us, Baum is a subsidiary of a German manufacturer. Their name is Baum as well, of course. And Baum have been around for about 35 years manufacturing assistive technology for individuals who are partially sighted or blind. On the side of partially sighted, they produce a number of magnification solutions. So those range, from kind of fairly small portable devices all the way up to traditional desktop models, CCTVs, if you will. One of the units that we actually have here this week at the Blinded Veterans Conference is the VisioDesk. What's special about this system is that it folds flat when you're not using it. So most of these systems are pretty large. They can weigh 35, 40 pounds. You generally don't move them. This one weighs 9.5 pounds. It also runs on battery for 6 hours. So in terms of something that's portable, that you can take between home and work, home and school, frankly, anywhere you want. I live in the Boston area, so when I travel with one, it's usually part of my hand luggage. I just take it inside the plane with me.
And this is essentially a CCTV magnifying device?
Correct. It magnifies anywhere from 1.7x all the way up to 35x. And it features a 15.5-inch screen. It's a full HD display. It's very, very good quality. And one other thing to say about the VisioDesk, and then we can maybe just move to some of the smaller units here, is that the camera is capable of doing close-up mirror function, so you can turn the camera on yourself, so you can inspect your face, make sure you've shaved correctly. If you're a lady and you're using makeup, you might want to make sure that's all done okay. No problem. But the camera also turns away from you for use for distance viewing. So you can use it to look out of the window, you can use it to look at the television across the room, you can use it to look at a whiteboard, the other side of a room where someone's doing a presentation.
About how far can it be accurate in its magnification?
Well, there isn't ultimately there's no limit. You can look as far as the horizon if you want.
Right.
In terms of something that you might want to read or look at closely, I would say for most practical situations, if you're within a typical meeting room or an office or a part of your house, yep, you're going to be fine. So if you're within, say, 20, 30 feet, you're probably going to be able to see things very, very clearly. And that includes up to, looking at, let's say, a clock on the wall and really zooming in and kind of seeing what the time is, even though you're the other side of the room.
Excellent. And price on that?
The VisioDesk is $3,995. And then what we also have here, actually it's not a Baum product, but we're very, very proud of this device all the same, because we recently became the exclusive distributor for a new product called the Snow 7 HD Plus. It's quite a mouthful, I know. Okay. Well, the Snow is from a company called ZoomMax. This is a handheld model featuring a 7-inch screen. It retails for $979. And at that price, not only do you get a device that can magnify up to 24 times, it also features text recognition and speech. Meaning that if you've got a lengthy document like a letter, let's say, you take a picture of the letter and the device will recognize it and speak the words out loud for you. It's ideal. If you want the version without that text and recognition, there's a version of the device for $879. And then right below it is a 5-inch screen model, and that's called the M5. It's also from ZoomMax. We're also an exclusive reseller for this product too. This one is about the size of an iPhone, maybe a little bit thicker, but in terms of length dimensions, it's about the same.
Right.
So I can fit this one nicely inside my pant pocket and take with me to the restaurant. If I'm going out to the store or anywhere where I want to just be able to kind of look at something, this is ideal. It even comes with a little handle, so you can use it like a conventional magnifying glass.
Uh-huh.
I should say one of the other things that's common between both of these small devices is that you can take photographs of everything you look at, and you can store up to, at least in the case of the 7-inch model, you can store up to 1,000 images. So if you think of all the things that you might possibly want to look at, and this could include photographs of family, it could include your prescription medication, it could include, copies of, your details, your identification,
Sure.
your license, that sort of thing.
Important documents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
so those things are all possible.
Do they transfer to computer, for example?
I know that for a fact that with the 7-inch model, yes, you can connect to a Windows computer and you can transfer those images over to the computer as image files so that you can then look at them on a computer if you wish. They also have an HDMI connection, so if you have a television or a computer monitor with an HDMI connection, you can actually use them and magnify onto that larger screen if you so desire.
And what else do you have for us, David?
So the other thing that we have, this certainly is the only other thing that we have here today at the show. It isn't the only product that we have, but it's a refreshable braille device. So for any of your listeners that are blind and who read braille, one of the ways they might already know of communicating with a computer is to use speech output. Well, speech output certainly has its place, and as I referenced before with the small magnifiers, if you're reading something that's long, listening to it can usually be quite relaxing.
Of course.
However, if you're looking for the ultimate in privacy, and certainly in terms of quietness, then refreshable braille may be for you. And have you personally ever felt braille on a refreshable braille display, Pete?
Yes, I have.
You have, okay. So this runs along a similar kind of fashion where you have these pins that are coming up and down to represent the braille. And we can use this to connect to mobile devices like an iPhone or Android phone, and of course to Macintosh and Windows computers. Frankly, just about anything that you or I are likely to have around the home or office, we can connect to and translate everything that's on the screen in braille.
Can you connect to multiple devices?
You can do multiple devices, great question. Actually, you can connect to 5 devices at the same time with this device. To the extent that you're lucky enough to own more than one device, if you have a phone and a tablet and a computer, there's 3 right there.
Absolutely.
Very easy that you'll have that. Well, being connected to all of them means that all you're doing is pressing a single button to switch from one device to the other, and since it's never breaking these connections, there's no delay. I mean, literally, you just press a button and hey presto, within a half a second, not even a half a second, there's the braille from the other device.
And this is a Baum product.
It is. This is manufactured by Baum in Germany. And one thing to say about the Baum-produced products that are made in Germany, they're extremely reliable. Everything comes with a 2-year manufacturer's warranty that covers absolutely every facet of the product. So if something goes wrong, and that's very rare that it would, but if something does go wrong, and this applies to all Baum products that we sell, we actually pay to ship your device back to our office near Boston, Massachusetts. We perform the service repair, and then we ship it back to you. So again, this doesn't happen very often, and in fact, invariably, if a device does come back for service, it's the only device arriving. So when it arrives in the morning with UPS, we usually fix it right there and then, and it's ready for UPS in the afternoon when they come back.
Yeah.
So,
good old German engineering.
Indeed,
yes.
Indeed.
And what's the price of that?
So the Vari Ultra, there's actually 2 models. There's a very compact 20 braille cell model, which retails for $2,395, and then the 40 cell version is $3,995. Common to both units is the fact that they are also braille note takers. So we've described it in terms of being a braille display.
Right.
As a braille note taker, though, they both come with a suite of applications. So think of it in much the same way that you get apps on a smartphone or a tablet. We have apps like a word processor and things like that in there that you can use to type things, to read braille books, that sort of thing, whatever it is that you're trying to do. And you can do them with a braille interface.
Good stuff. Can you tell us how our listeners can find more information on all of your products and your personal contact information? Absolutely.
So the simplest way, of course, is if you have access to the internet, go to our website. The web address, which I will spell, and then I'll tell you what it is www.baum, like mother, USA.com. That's www.baumusa.com. We also have a toll-free number, which is 855-620-7985. And if you dial that number and you'd like to speak to me personally, my name is David Bradburn, and I'm at extension 404 at that toll-free number.
David Bradburn with BaumUSA.com. David, thanks so much for chatting with us this morning.
Pete. Thank you.
When we share
what we see
through each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap
between the limited expectations and the realities of blind abilities.
The realities of blind abilities.
For more podcasts with a blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities, download our app from the App Store, blindabilities, that's 2 words, or send us an email at info@blindabilities.com. Thanks for listening.